everybody! Today I would like to share my Artsy Advent Calendar for this year with you. A lot of you asked on Instagram and Facebook already if I'm doing an Artsy Advent Calendar again this year, because many of you already joined me last year for the Artsy Advent Calendar. And the answer is yes. I'll be doing an Artsy Advent Calendar again, and I would be super excited and happy if you would join me again this year. It's a little bit of a different style and setup compared to last year's Artsy Advent Calendar, because I really prefer or wanted to work in a book form, in a book format like this. And this is actually a little bit inspired by my self-made or handmade traveler's notebooks with canvas and with some blank pages inside, which consist of tiny page protectors where you can take the watercolor paper out and get creative on the pages. And yeah, I will share with you how I create this, the base for our Artsy Advent Calendar, and then starting December 1st I will share one video a day again, sharing my process for filling the pages of my Artsy Advent Calendar. It will be mixed media, it will be collage, it will be watercolors, drawings, paintings, so really a very colorful mix, because that's really what I kind of missed a little last year, only doing watercolor sketches. So this year I will mix it up a little and do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, whatever strikes my fancy that specific day. So yeah, I think without further ado we will jump right in. I will share how I create my booklet, and again would be super happy if you would join me again this year for the Artsy Advent Calendar. Use the hashtag Artsy Advent Calendar to share your work with me and with everybody, so that we can kind of create this community around this hashtag, which is amazing. And yeah, so let's jump right in, let's get started, and hope you will enjoy it. And I can't wait for December to start. Hey everybody! It's about time to dig into our Artsy Advent Calendar. Yay! I already mentioned in my newsletter and on Instagram that we are going to do an Artsy Advent Calendar again this year, because I already had people asking about it, and I just enjoyed it so much last year that definitely I want to do some sort of December daily thingy again. However, it will be a slightly different like variation of last year. I totally loved last year's December daily or Artsy Advent Calendar. I will link the old videos from last year, the playlist here down here in the info box if you haven't seen it yet. However, I felt a little bit, how do you say, it kind of narrowed down my creativity because it was all on one large sheet, if you remember this, and it was only watercolor sketches, and I managed to do 24 watercolor sketches, no problem at all, and I totally enjoyed it. But every now and then I felt like I wanted to do something a little different. Maybe someday I felt more like doing a little bit of an Artjournal page or a collage, or even something going a little bit into the scrapbooking or paper crafting direction. Because not every day is the same, and maybe someday I just want to journal something about what we did that day during December, because in the end that's what a December daily is all about. So I thought I would do a little bit of a combination of the two. I definitely want to go for the book form, so do a little booklet. However, I want to be able to add things in. So a little bit like a planner or like a traveler's notebook. And I definitely want to be able to mix like watercolor sketches, drawings, paintings, collage, art journaling, all that kind of stuff. I would definitely want to be able to mix it without having one large overall piece where it's kind of bugging me if it's not all the same style. I'm not sure if you can relate, but if I do one large piece of art like last year, I kind of want it all matchy-matchy, and it would have bothered me if I would have mixed in some things that I just glue down, some collage. I don't know, I wanted to have this watercolor sketch overall look in this case. So I decided to have like a booklet where I flip the pages. It wouldn't bother me that much if different types of pages would follow onto each other. So if that makes sense. Anyway, without further ado, today we're going to create the base for our Artsy Advent Calendar. Of course, if you want, you can join me. I would totally love that. Again, the hashtag is ArtsyAdventCalendar, same as last year. So if you share your projects, your work on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever, just use the hashtag ArtsyAdventCalendar so we all can check each other's work out, each other's projects out, and like it and give some love and spread some love. Because in the end, that's also what it's all about, right? That's social media, and that's what puts a social into social media. So, okay, what I decided to do is I have those page protectors. Those are Becky Higgins. They are initially for Project Life, for doing Project Life, and I used to do Project Life years ago. And I still had those, and I thought, yeah, those would be a perfect match for my intention, for the way I want to do my Artsy Advent Calendar this year. Okay, so what I decided to do is I will just cut those apart here at the what is it called? Whatever. I will cut those apart, making sure I still stick with my pockets. And then I have all of those stacked on top of each other. It will make sense in a second. And they are different, have different width. However, I don't mind. You could easily mix it up, and if you don't have those smaller ones, you could of course use those 12 by 12 page protectors and just cut off this end here and then use this one. So that would totally work as well. Yeah, and then once I have cut those to size, I'm gonna use some canvas. And if you know my work, you know that I already created, oh my gosh, plenty of traveler's notebook type of planners using, maybe I should have grabbed those before, using this canvas fabric. So this is basically the direction that I want to go into, but not with adding complete booklets, but then, because then again I want to be able to add things in. I don't know why. I don't want to work directly in this booklet as here in my art journal, but I want to be able to tuck things in as December approaches, because this way I can just tuck in like also like things that I receive, gift tags, whatever. So then I will just cut this to size and continue, and oh yeah, acrylic paint. I will of course add some color with acrylic paint. I'm not sure about the color combination actually. Those colors just kind of jumped at me. I didn't want it to go with like a very typical color combination like red and green. I'm not sure about the yellow. It's kind of I'm not sure. I think I will just stick to those three, keeping it a little. Maybe I will add in some bronze color, yeah, to add a little sparkle. I will just see where it takes me. I will just get started and see where we go with this, as I usually do. So without further ado, I will grab my scissors. I will start cutting those into the different parts. Push and fast forward, and I'll be back afterwards, and we will continue with the next step. Just want to make sure when you cut them that you don't actually cut this open, this fused part, so that you still keep those pockets, okay? So make sure you have an eye on this when cutting those apart. Okay, now I've cut all those to size, like this, okay? Then I will just grab one of the larger ones. And what I will do is I will grab my canvas fabric here. Like this. And if you like imagine this, pretty obviously we will need this twice. I wish this would stay there. Like this, and then like this to kind of wrap it around. And of course you could go in and measure all of this super duper fancy, but that's so not me. So I'm not gonna measure anything here. I will just use this notch already, and I will roughly cut around it. I will cut it a little more to size later, because I first want to do the acrylic paint stuff, and then I can cut it to the final final size that I need. Okay, so I will just roughly cut around it. So we have like the back flap here, and then we need the front flap. Like this. Put the leftovers aside. And then we already have our basic booklet here. You can imagine having all of those tiny pocket pages inside. I'm gonna hole punch it there, like this, of course cut straight. And then I kind of have this booklet where I can just add in my artwork and my stuff. It will make sense once we have finished it. I'm not even sure if it works actually. It was just my idea, so I hope it will work. We'll see. See where it takes me. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. Altering this actually, adding some color here. And what I will do is I will use some white acrylic paint if I can find it, and this what is it? Pink Bordeaux color first, and then just go wild and crazy with some stencils maybe, or some stamps. So I will put you in fast forward again. You could of course do this in any way you like. So just take this as an inspiration and kind of make it your own, because you will have to work, or you will work with this book or whatever you want to work with all throughout the month of December. So you will use it a lot and hold it in your hands a lot. So you better really like it, and you better really love to have it in your hands and to work with it, because you don't want to grab something each and every day that you don't really enjoy and that you don't really like. Yeah, so yeah, I'll just get started. So I have added my acrylic paint to the inside and the outside using some stencils, and I definitely wanted a little bit of the original burlap or canvas. It's canvas fabric and color peeking through, so I didn't cover it completely. Okay, so I'm just folding this into half here, and I have my stack of clear sheets here, and I already measured it, so to see 18 centimeter in width and 12 in height, making it slightly bigger than the original sheets here. Okay, so what I will do is I will just hold this in place, trace this, and again, I'm a person, I don't mind if it's slightly like crooked. It's totally fine for me. So this is slightly larger, that looks good. And then I will just put this, let me just, the other way around. So first of all, I use those binder clips here to hold all of my little sheets together, little pockets together. And what I did then is I just hole punched it here using my crocodile, so that I have two punches here. There's one in the center, which is the original one from the Project Life pockets. I will just disregard this one. I will use those two here. Okay, so that's what I did already. And now I'm taking those clips back off, because I will need them for this. Just clipping it together, front and back, like this, and then I will just use my scissors like that. And if you are savvy at the sewing machine, or if you're a person who likes to have things like super straight and clean, then you might want to just go wild and crazy and fold this, cut this larger, fold it inwards and sew along the edges, so we have like a seam or going around here. So it really depends on what you like, which look you like. I actually like this ragged look, and that's why I really like to tear out small pieces here along the edge to have this, really this ragged edge, this distressed edge. I myself love that look, but again, it's not everybody's cup of tea. So it really depends. Just make it yours. And again, this is just an inspiration. If you want to work on a sheet like last year, totally go for it. So only because I'm switching to a booklet doesn't mean that you have to switch to. Definitely. Oops. So, like this. next thingy. I'm not sure if I want to stitch something to the front cover. Maybe I will, I'm not sure. Let me just check. So next thing I would put those inside, hole punch it and bind it. But I think I want another tiny piece of canvas here at the cover saying something like Artsy Advent Calendar or something. So I will just grab another piece of the canvas fabric. Here we go. And I will just slightly give it a coat of white acrylic paint, just a tiny bit, because this kind of preps the surface a little if you want to do some stamping on this, because the surface is quite rough. So this preps the surface a little for doing some stamping on it. So like this, gonna let this dry real quick. And then I will just grab my alphabet stamps. Not sure if I will use the larger ones or the smaller ones. Those actually might be a little too large. I think I will go, or maybe I will mix the two of them. Yeah, so. I will go upstairs to use my sewing machine for this. I might grab this image, yeah. I have this book here. I've had it for years with some collage images, vintage Christmas collage images. Yeah, and I actually really liked this one of this cute little vintage girl holding some mistletoe here. So I'm gonna sew this on, just adhering it with a little bit of glue just to hold it in place, and then I will go upstairs, do a little bit of sewing, and then we'll come back to finish this with you. So I've been sewing this. I also added a piece of ribbon here, of lace ribbon. Just been sewing that along the length side so that I have a nice closure here. I can tie a knot and have a closure at the side. And I've been sewing this and this image, and also did just some random stitching here. And the next thing is I want to add my tiny pocket envelope thingies to my booklet here. Okay, so what I will do is I will open this, put it in. That's why I have them kind of clipped together, and then I just need to punch those holes, obviously. So I'll just make 2 marks here, 1 and 2. And then I will use my handy dandy crocodile, and I need the other one because I can't get that far in, so I need to get the other one, the big bite. And then I will grab some twine. I have this nature twine here, just cutting off a length. I'm going to thread it through the holes. And then next I'm just gonna thread it through my pocket pages here. Number 1. And it's a little tricky if you have a twine like this, which is kind of a little difficult to work with. However, it is doable. So, and I'm just gonna tie a knot here. Just like that. I can remove the clips. There you go. And I have my booklet filled with the pockets. And now I can just get started prettying things up a little more. And I can already, if I want to, you could of course fill them one by one as you go. Or you could already cut some sheets of like watercolor paper or the paper that you want to work on to size and already put them in there so that you kind of have it filled with empty pages, and then just remove them and work on them as you go. And that's what I will do, because I just like the look of the pages already filled with blank sheets waiting for me to work on. Yeah, and there you go. Filled the pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and I have some extra here just in case. There will be a day where I want to create some more. I could also stuff some other things in here, some memorabilia like ticket stubs from visiting the Christmas market or whatever. Could even add more to this and add your Christmas cards that you receive, all that kind of stuff, some memory stuff. Yeah, so I will just do one more thing. I want to have a little bit of decoration tangling here from the side, so I will grab another length of twine here, and what I will do is I will just wrap this around here, tie a little knot up here, and then let me just grab something real quick. Okay, so I grabbed some random things here. Some more ribbon and a snowflake ribbon and Merry Christmas wooden plate, a tiny straw ornament, which I love, and some tiny bells and beads, and I think actually those are recycled ones. I think I just grabbed them out of a box from last year or 2 years ago, I'm not sure. I just have a box with some Christmas stuff in, and I think this is a leftover from the times when I was swapping pocket letters. It was a goodie in one of the pocket letters. So yeah, think I will just hang that here. Let me just think. Let me think. Oh yeah, I have to try do this twice. Just want a little bit like tangling here from the side. Just think it's cute. I just love this sound of the tiny silver bells. Just adds a little bit of a magical touch. And since I don't have to work directly in the booklet, I can really hang a lot on here, because it doesn't matter if it's like bulky here on the outside. It will not interfere with my crafting or stuff inside, because I can easily take the sheets out and put them back in again at a later point. That's really cute. And I found those little cute bows here, which I actually love. So I thought I might add one here, and maybe adding another piece of this snowflake ribbon here to the side. Cute, I like it. I think I'm gonna just leave it as it is for now, because I know myself, as December approaches and as December proceeds, they say that, I might add this and that as I go to spice this up even more. But for now I really like it. I think it's pretty cute, and I have a lot of glitter on here. I don't know from this star thingy. Oh, maybe I was thinking about, I have this paper bag here, also from this box of old goodies or old stuff that I kept, and I'm not sure. I thought about maybe tucking this in to add some like tiny stickers or something. Let me just see what it looks like if I use this, and then yeah, I like it. Just gonna ink the edges a little. Because then I have a little pocket that's kind of holding things that I want to add to the pages maybe before they actually go inside. So I really like this idea. So I'll just glue this on. Like that, and then I can stuff little things in here as I go that I might want to use in the pages. So like that. Alright guys, that was it. My December daily, my Artsy Advent calendar for this year is ready, is prepared and waiting for December to come. And waiting for me to jump in to get creative on the pages, and I hope you will be joining me again this year. It was so much fun last year, and so much fun checking out the hashtags and seeing what everybody created along with me, using my ideas as inspiration, or some of you even did something completely different, whatever they kind of felt during that day, which is absolutely perfectly fine. So if you want to join me, just create your little booklet, prepare your little booklet, or work on a sheet or whatever you want, in which way ever you want. And yeah, use the hashtag ArtsyAdventCalendar if you're joining me, also to share your prepared Artsy Advent Calendar, maybe also to give like some ideas for others on how to set up their Artsy Advent Calendars. Okay, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I can't wait for December 1st to get started and to have some Artsy Advent Calendar fun with you guys. Talk to you all soon. Bye!